Right, so Delta Wolf. Now, you might remember in my initial review of this rifle, I made mention of how, in common with FXs, Uragans, Leshies, and all sorts of other tactical style bullpup air rifles, they tend to have the Picatinny rail mounted sort of in the mid section of the rifle. This one's not too bad. The Delta Wolf isn't too bad because it is a bit more far forward. It's an inch or so further forward than normal because they're normally fitted here. At least this is sort of fitted over here, which I liked. But ideally, in an ideal world, certainly I think so anyway, for maximum stability, you want your Picatinny rails to end here really, or thereabouts, so that your bipod is as far out front as is possible to give you the maximum stability. Because the bigger a sort of base you make for yourself, the bigger your spread is on the floor, the more stable you're going to be. So the wider your bipod legs and the further away the bipod is from you, the more stable it's going to be. So I got this rather beautiful piece of engineering, and this has come from PRS, and this has been designed in conjunction with Daystate, from what I'm aware. Daystate actually were in on it all the way, and it is a really, really nice thing. It's beautifully made, nicely machined, very nicely finished. And what it is, it's the extension rail to fit underneath. So once this is in place, it runs the entire length of the air cylinder. So your bipod is going to be right out the front, exactly where I prefer to have it. And you can tell that this is a proper conjunction with Daystate, because what you've got here, it's not some cobbled together thing that screws on as an afterthought. What they've done, the whole thing's been designed around the rifle. So the bottom half of the rifle chamber here, the trigger guard bit, is held on with 4 screws, and you've got your little magnetic plastic cover, right? That I really like. That's such a nifty thing. Sometimes it's the simple things that make all the difference. It really is, you know. It can be something as simple as that just strikes you that someone's put a lot of thought into the rifle, because they've thought all the details through on this gun. Not just the main bits, but they've gone to some trouble to even think of the simple things, because you need a cover on your fill port. You just do. And a lot of rifles that have got them cylinder mounted use the twist variety, you know, where something twists round. Some of them just use a Delrin plug that you shove in. They're all right, them Delrin plugs, but the amount, my Steyr's got those, and the amount of them I've lost doesn't bear thinking about. Where you either charge it up on the range and forget to pick it up, or take the gun shop and showing someone how it charges, you leave it on the side, or you forget to put it back in when you've done it at home and go out to the field without it. That simple solution, super slick, looks lovely. Anyway, so the whole bottom part here, this bit of Picatinny rail and the bottom part, the trigger guard, all comes off with just 4 screws. And this part here bolts straight on. Now all the holes and gaps that you need are still there. So you've got your trigger adjustment slot, and you've got your little slot where your fill port adapter fits as well. All beautifully machined into it. This is really, really nice. It's also an Arca rail as well. So it's got Picatinny at the front, and then this Arca rail, grooved Arca rail for those fittings as well, should you have them. And they're on things like, you tend to find them on the sort of tripod type fittings, like I think they're on the Scott Country one that they sell. That's got an arca fitting on the top of it, so you can tripod mount this on one of those things if you want to. And then you've got, like I say, you've got that nice bit of Picatinny rail. And this, to my mind's eye as well, these serve two functions, especially this one, which is quite wide and runs all the way to the end of the rifle. Because what this does as well, it also gives your cylinders some protection from the knocks and clouts that you get while you're out in the field. And yeah, dead impressed with that. That is such a good, smart solution to the problem. Well engineered, well made, and it looks the dog's nuts on this rifle. I like that a lot. Very, very clever. Well done, Daystate. Well done, PRS as well. Now, from what I can gather, PRS make all sorts of bits to go on this, to do adjustable cheek pieces, to do adjustable butt pads and all the rest of it. But I've got to say, the first thing I think, personally, the first thing I'd buy off them would be one of those rails. That's just really, really good. So yeah, so nice, I like that. Quick thank you as well here to Tony at Daystate for helping me source one of these, because I knew they made them, but I wasn't sure where it came from exactly. But he helped me source one, and yeah, I'm really impressed with it. It just looks dead smart. I know you can get them for FXs as well. They're exactly the same thing. The FX is the same. It screws into the bottom. And again, FX has got its own sort of dedicated, I think, company that works with that supplies these spares. And they're a really good idea. They really are. They do make a difference to the rifle. It makes it just protects your bottle, because I'm always conscious of them bottles. You know, like when you rest. I've got a terrible habit sometimes taking a shot if I'm in the woods or out the fence. I'll rest it on a fence post or on a tree stump or something. And I should put my hand under it, but sometimes don't, or forget to. Or you've got your hand at the side where you're making a sort of more secure fitting, but the thing's resting on the tree. And I'm always worried that it's going to damage the connector here. You know, if you give it a clout, you're going to bend this or damage it or cause leaks or whatever. That underneath gives you that extra level of protection as well for your cylinder. So yeah, really good, really impressed with that. And it looks good on the rifle as well. Get the old bipod on that. I've got an Accutac bipod to go on this thing, so it's got a pretty smart bipod. I'm now waiting on, I've got a M40, I think it is, adapter coming, so I can put that on the end of my Donny FL silencer and screw that on the end of this. I didn't bother buying a whole silencer. I've just bought the little adapter that screws onto the end of the Donny FL Tatsu that I've got, which is quite a small, little short, fat silencer that I've currently got on my Daystate, my Steyr Pro X. So that'll be going on here as well. And then obviously I'm going to be putting that Steyr one-piece mount and that ZCO scope on this rifle as well, which is a job for either today or tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and I think that is dead smart. What an elegant little solution to a problem. And really, really well made. You know, it's not a cheap and nasty. Some of the stuff in the past, I fitted extension bars and things like that I bought off eBay. And frankly, on some of them, the finish is diabolical. This thing is beautiful. Look at that. The anodizing on it's amazing. It's really nicely finished. Very, very nice. Very nice. That's going to look so smart, and it's so useful. It's not just about looks, it's useful. Two things: pushes that bipod right to the front of the rifle and gives you a little bit of extra protection for your cylinder if you're a bit of a field shooter who's a little bit sort of resting his rifle and everything, all and sundry. So fantastic. Thumbs up there, like that.